Nice little
That
vibe.
boy had
Nice
to
little.
procure his own vibes after what we witnessed today.
Man, I didn't know what to feel, man. I didn't know what to feel. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what to go on, brother.
We gon' turn this mother out. What you talking about? I know exactly how to feel. That's what I should add
I'm
to the
trying to
playlist
conserve my energy
while y'all
and
playing.
get my thoughts together. As y'all can see, we have moved all the way to baseball season because football season is now over. Basketball season is in zombie
BEAD
mode.
dead.
And so is the basketball season. This to be honest. The whole Atlanta sports culture is dead as of today. It's over with. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about we're gonna talk about the Hawks. We're gonna talk about the Falcons. I guess I should do some damn introductions or something. I just came in here just started. So you got me started. I was calm.
Nah,
I was cool. I wasn't saying
sometimes
nothing.
you gotta come
Man,
in and turn them up, man. Let them know, Red. Wake this shit
man.
up, Red.
Boo them, bruh. Boom, boom, boom. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like them. We're gonna put a timestamp right there. Timestamp that at 4 minutes.
I figured you was gonna do that, but I was like, you know what? Sometimes the spirit just moves in the way.
Sometimes it's necessary. The words are necessary to describe the situation. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, episode 135 of the Splashcast Sunday night service, our ATL edition, where we talk about all things Braves, Hawks, and Falcons. This is another sad cast. This is the sad. I ain't even really sad.
No, it ain't. This is Sunday service, the uplift. This means sometimes you go through the struggles to see the other side. We are at the precipice. We at the beginning of the new day, the dawn.
It's a new day.
Wake this shit up, man. It's the Splashcast. I am Norwood. I'm thrilled. Reggie hurt. I learned to, throw the game away. That's what they always tell quarterbacks. Throw that last play away. Forget it. That game did not happen. The only reason I know that
Burn
game
the
happened
tape.
is because, you know what? We're not going to just talk about everything in the first 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunday service. As my colleague said, we are your HBCU homeboys. It is Sunday service. I'm feeling damn good considering my team lost 48-17. I feel thrilled. But before we get there, and we will get there here soon, very soon, number one, beverages to the folks who drinking. If you ain't drinking,
I started. Let me tell you something. I started yesterday. Soon as they said we had soon as all of that stuff happened, I was like, "Oh, I'm starting. I might as well go ahead and start."
I'm so happy Desmond Ridder got to start too. But let's start out with the place where things are still going well.
All right,
so have the Atlanta Braves, as you see.
Let me get back on track.
Now, come on now.
All right, reset. All right. So y'all know what it is when it comes to episode 135 of the Splashcast ATL Edition. We talk about our oldest, middle, and youngest child, affectionately known as the Hawks. I mean the Braves, the Falcons, and then the Hawks. We're gonna talk about the oldest child first because this seems like the only one that tries to be better. You may not be perfect. This is what happens with older children. You may not be perfect, but you strive to be better. You strive to know your weaknesses and your flaws.
I was a baby for 30 years. I mean,
it shows.
Don't put me in the group with them. Do not put me in.
I guarantee you, if we talk to Sid and all them, you are the Atlanta Hawks of the group.
I am not.
Yeah, you are.
I am not. I refuse to be. I'm gonna take that as an insult. I'm gonna take that as
youngest child. Your personality tells me that you the Trae Young of the group.
My life is not 100% out of control. This we right on the verge of being a poverty franchise. But
so we'll start out with the Braves, man. The more mature ones of the group. So the Braves, we reported last week, they signed Chris Sale. Not a journeyman pitcher, but he was one of the better pitchers on the Boston Red Sox team. We signed him, and he actually re-signed with us today, signing a 2-year, $38 million contract extension with a club option for the 2026 year for $18 million. The left-hander will make $16 million this season and $22 million in 2025. He's going to donate 1% of his salary to the Atlanta Braves Foundation.
I like it.
This is a good signing.
You're right. This is what our other teams don't do. You just find you a good player and you pay him commiserately with that. And I'm not gonna say that because I think that the Falcons did that with Bud Dupree. I think that we'll get there. We get there.
Stay focused.
But this is a very adult signing. I like that we're making a concerted effort to fix our pitching staff. I can't really ask for any more. We didn't waste any time. Everything that I've seen, he seems happy to be here. I saw an interview where he's like, "Oh man, I need to reach out to Charlie Morton so I can get the fountain of youth." So making those type of jokes and that type of thing to me is exciting. So I think that let's be real here. This is the only hope we have.
So not to burst the bubble, but it's great. I'm glad we signed him, and we're gonna get to a reason why Alex Anthopoulos again is playing chess out here and thinking 3 steps ahead. But what I am nervous about is we doing all these signings, all this movement, and we still haven't re-signed or extended Max Fried. He has been the ace for this team for the past 3 to 4 years. He has no contract extension, and it makes me nervous. I expect for him to be the next person. Oh, touchdown. As y'all know, we also live watch Sunday Night Football. So, but Chris Sale is here.
And the Mavericks Timberwolves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, turn that on. So he is here to stay, but this is really what we wanted to talk about with Chris Sale and his contract. The 2024 contract details are, this year he's going to make $27.5 million. Boston pays $17 million of his salary. He deferred $10.5 million down the line because, you can do that in baseball. You defer you can till you 40. Shohei just did $600 million of 680.
Yeah, 600. It was 630 because he took 70.
I said 200. I can't even fathom just whatever.
Could you imagine? Hold on. Let's not move here. Let's think about it for a second. In 7 years, I'm gonna get $630 million. Also, I'm black, so I want my money now. He ain't promised tomorrow. I might not wait on my money. I might need my cash now.
So with Chris Sale's contract, the Braves end up only paying $500,000 this year, which still gives us the flexibility to go sign a left fielder, as well as to, if we decide to extend Max Fried's contract. So this is Alex Anthopoulos, man. He's the only one with some maturity. The only one.
This is the razzle and the dazzle at his best. It's everything. Deferring $10.5 million. We're gonna pay $500K this year for him. That's free. That is free. That is basically getting a player for free. We'll pay you later. We'll pay you after. We talk about it all the time. Taking pay cuts. You gonna pay me my money later? I gotta work now. Them other people, and that's the other part. He's only getting basically 2/3 of what he's owed, and then you're gonna pay me my $10.5 million later. This is a hell of a deal. But for him, this is an opportunity for you to find a way to play on a loaded team. You are already rich. I think it's more important to win championships. And I like people who are focused on winning championships. That makes me happy.
And Alex Anthopoulos is not done. One thing he does not do is leave a lot of holes on the roster. So if there's a left field, when we won the World Series in 2021, we had a hole in left field. He went and got 4 people to play that position.
No. Now, I will tell you, we got to look at this guy. I haven't had a ton of chance to look at him.
This old dude.
Jared Kalenic. He was born in 1999. He's not old.
Oh, no. I forgot about him. I thought you were talking about the 38-year-old dude.
No, you can call this man old. I'm like, I had to look.
No. It was a catcher. We released it. He was a catcher, left field guy. We released him. He's 38. That's my bad. I'm not calling you old white guy. My bad.
Yeah. But Jared Kalenic, he's a young Mariner, former Mariner. Very interested to come here. He's looking for a fresh start. I like that we're moving, and he's 24 years old. He's expected to take over left field, and he's looking to restart. So I think that they say he hit 308 with 7 home runs and 14 RBIs the first month of the season last year, and carving a spot out. Yeah, this is a dice roll we can afford to take.
24-year-old, you may end up finding your left fielder of the future. Because we're not gonna lie, man, that Vaughn Grissom, I don't want to call it a failure, but him not panning
not.
out, I mean, he didn't pan out. He was.
But
You put a lot of eggs in that basket for him to not pan out.
this is, well, I guess for me, as long as to me, I see the asset as being perpetually flipped. So, all right, cool. We didn't get Von Grissom, but it's difficult to call him a failure. And the reason I say that it's like a bust or a failure because he could have played and he would have been serviceable. We would have been a strong team with him. It's just we happened to find another guy, and that guy ended up being an all-star. So sometimes you just have.
I like Orlando Arcia. I like him.
He's an all-star.
But Von Grissom should have beat him out. For Von Grissom to be who he is and be counted on and be invested in, I mean, if he just stopped making errors, he hit better than Arcia. Arcia just didn't make any errors in the field.
And at the end of the day, I mean, if you found a guy who can be an all-star, we got an all-star. We got an all-star. However you get him, it doesn't matter. And I get what you're saying, but the fact that we flipped even this, what could be perceived as a failed attempt into Chris Sale, and we got Jared Clinic. Okay, that to me is like the Brock Purdy deal. Sure, we threw away some picks with Trey Lance. We got Brock Purdy. You can be mad, but how mad can you be? You wanted an all-star at the position. We got an all-star at the position by hook or by crook.
Yeah, we'll see. Shortstop, you can never prepare too early. Because the Braves are expected to sign 17-year-old shortstop Jose Perdomo when the international free agency opens. He's ranked as the number 1 prospect in Baseball America. He will come from Venezuela. We have a smooth pipeline going to Venezuela right now in Curacao. He's expected to receive one of the largest signing bonuses with a projected $5.6 million. He's drawing comparisons to Gleyber Torres, all-star second baseman from the Yankees. He's considered to be the best hitter in the class and has good plate discipline, and he can run. He's extremely fast.
Ding, 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 ding.
So, all of that being said with Von Grissom, Alex Anthopoulos is, again, three moves ahead in the chess game. This kid right here is supposed to be the next Ozzie Albies, Ronald Acuna type player.
And you know what the best part is? You already have Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna. And, especially him being from Venezuela, it's like being parked next to Jordan, bro. Learn. This guy is from your home country. He is an MVP. He is the MLB darling. He's everything that we believed he was. You don't have any pressure because this team is ungodly. And if you get it together quick, you could be playing on a World Series caliber team.
Yeah, I expect him to stay in the minor leagues for about a year or two, probably 18 months.
Maybe.
Well, because you gotta.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, you gotta be able to field. We can't, So, but if he's getting if he's getting $5.6 million off the cuff,
at worst he can. I don't care if he's a DH
or a pinch runner. Is Eddie fast? They said he's 6'2", 6'1". He's for real.
Hey, can he play point guard? I mean, shit, we are desperate.
Oh man! But to round it all out, man, the Braves are at least trying. They're at least trying. They're at least making moves that make sense. Hopefully this pans out and we can wear 2024 World Series champion hoodies. Because we're right there, man. Hopefully we get some good news about Max Fried. With that,
I'm excited for that. I think that I feel at everything that I've seen, we're in the pole position to once again make a run in the World Series. At this point, that's all you can really ask of a team. And
the Dodgers gonna be tough to beat, dog.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, if you really look at it, though, they paid Shohei to be a designated hitter next year, so you only get 50% of him next year. So, once again, strike while the iron is hot. We have a chance. I think that we're the best team in baseball. Let's go out here and do our damnedest.
At least one of the better organizations. Yeah. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the Braves segment of episode 135 of the Splash Cast, the ATL Edition Sunday night service. We appreciate y'all. Give us about 30 seconds. We'll be right back with the beginning of the end. We'll start out with the Falcons, then we'll go to the
pain
Hawks.
And strife.
Pain
Rest of the
and
episode
strife.
is pain and strife, destruction.
Y'all stay tuned. Make
All
sure you
the
tell your
worst
friends,
parts
like,
of
follow,
existence.
subscribe. We know that you like, follow, and subscribe if you're already here, but make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We appreciate it. We'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our Falcon segment of episode 135 of the Splash Cast, the ATL Edition Sunday night service. We appreciate y'all. What can they do doing wood?
They can like, they can follow, they can subscribe, or you can go to hell. Pick your poison.
Take Arthur Smith with you. So we're going to start out with the Falcons real quick.
First class ticket. I'm the fucking hell. Get the hell on, my boy.
We're going to start out, man, with the Falcons, man. So let's just get right into it. We're going to rant. We're going to yell. We're going to rave. We're going to be here for a minute because you know what? Screw them. Screw them all. Screw them. Screw them. Screw them until you make a right decision to do something correct. Listen. Screw them. Screw them. We played the Taints today. And I want y'all to see the score. 48-17. I want y'all to see the score. I want y'all to see 48-17. I want y'all to understand that it was 17-17 at halftime. 17-17 at halftime. And then we got the ball in the third quarter. We got the ball in the third quarter. Tied 17-17. At the time, it was 3-0. Bucks versus Panthers. And then Desmond Ridder. What did I say, Norwood? I said, I'm not concerned. I put it in the group. I said, you know what? I'm not even concerned about the first half. I ain't concerned about the first half at all. Because that's how it goes with Desmond Ridder and the Falcons. And Desmond Ridder just falls off a cliff.
That's the way love goes.
And let me tell you.
That's the
first
way
off,
love goes.
That's the way love that man. Let me tell y'all what Desmond Ridder did. Exactly what the hell we knew what he was going to do. Fell off a goddamn cliff. He threw an interception that was so egregious. He had Drake London. If I'm Drake London, you got to go. It's either him or me because I'm not going to make no money. You already done screwed Kyle Pitts over. You already done screwed Algier over. Don't give you throwing the ball to Jonnu Smith. Shout out to Jonnu. We love you, bro. But you should not be getting them targets. You threw the ball. Drake London was so wide open. He didn't even, they showed the replay on the first interception. He just went like this after the interception. And didn't even turn around. He just ran straight to the sideline. And that's how I felt. Even if he run it back. Make him look stupid. Go ahead, because I'm going to get mad and start cussing.
No, this is exactly what we expected. I think that this has clearly shown that, and I owe some people an apologies. I'll make those personal apologies out here relatively soon via text or phone call.
Not for me. You
People
don't
told
say it here
me
because if
that
it's for the Taints.
They told me that Desmond Ridder was Marcus Mariota. I said, nope, he can't be. He won't be.
I did.
He is in fact Marcus Mariota. He might be a slight upgrade because he's probably a little bit younger. Now, I think that he's probably a top-tier backup.
He's also a little bit worse.
I don't know if he's exactly. I mean, the thing about Marcus is he knew he couldn't throw, so he refused to throw.
Bruh, just because you younger trash don't make you better than the trash that's already in the heap. Trash is trash. Both them are trash. They are awful.
If it's trash in the bag or it's trash at the street or it's
on the ground, in the sewer, you know where you belong. You belong with the other trash. You are shit. Feces. You are awful. Go ahead. I'm sorry I cut you off. I told you to start cussing.
The thing that I feel great about is I feel very confident that nobody wants to watch Desmond Ridder play quarterback ever again. I don't think that. God.
Let me drink
that experiment has come and gone. I feel confirmed in the fact that I said that he mismanaged this from the beginning by not playing Desmond Ridder earlier last season and going with Marcus Mariota deeper into the season. We knew we weren't going to win. We could have found out then, and we could have, and that should have helped him make a decision on going with Taylor Heineke earlier and sticking with him.
Or going to get Justin Fields when he wasn't playing well in Chicago, when Chicago wasn't helping him out.
You're correct. I forget that every time, and thank you for reminding me.
Convenient.
But yes, this is 100%. Once again, I'm gonna make sure I say it, and I will say it till the cows come home. Don't look left. Don't look right. Look straight ahead, my guy. It's you. This is all your fault. You could have prevented this, like Smokey said, forest fires. You should have done what you needed to, and you didn't. And that cost you. And not only did it cost you throwing away a perfectly good season where we could have won the NFC South, it's going to cost you your job. And we'll talk about that here. But this was it. I think the defense was tired. I don't blame them for being tired. They've bailed out this damn team the whole season. Eventually, it's like, bro, if you won't help us, I ain't got it today. We've always said that this defense has played well as a unit, but if you really look at it, they're not the best group of guys.
Well, to say I got some stuff to say on the defense too today. Now,
hey, the defense was bad today. Now, and you know what? I'm not even gonna say the defense was
bad. I'll get there.
The defense wasn't bad. I want to say today, I won't give respect to the Saints. They made some catches today. I saw three world beater level catches. And I saw our defense play really good defense. And then I just saw better offense. I'm not mad with that. I'm disappointed. It's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, those 2 touchdown passes were world beater level touchdown passes.
So the defense, they were great catches. And follow us on Threads.
Norwood off Clark Phillips' head.
Norwood was on Twitter. I was on Threads. We live tweeted, threaded, whatever you want to call it, the game or X, whatever. I don't know. Clark Phillips, I get it. There's really nothing you could do on that touchdown for Chris Olave. But they also walked you down the field, though. And the thing that I said was Clark Phillips is definitely our nickelback. Nickelback, he's amazing. You can't do anything. He has the quick twitch to play the slot receiver. He's physical enough and makes the tackle. He doesn't really miss a lot of tackles in order to get the tight ends down because he chops their legs off. So he's a good nickelback, but he's too small to play outside, and they just threw the ball up. Now, AJ Terrell, great corner. Good corner. I think very, 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 very underrated. Bruh, you got to figure out how to guard that back shoulder because they did it with Michael Thomas. They did it with A.T. Perry. They did it with a dude from Tennessee.
It was like, I felt bad because he was kind of like, he would just turn the wrong way-ish. And as much as I think the Derek Carr is an overpay, that throw he threw it so back shoulder that there was no way
to the front pylon. I mean, I know what he did, but I'm saying that's the only thing they run on AJ Terrell in that once he gets to the end zone. All the teams do it. So he's got to figure that out. The Falcons on offense,
because they also cheated Clark Phillips on that unnecessary
roughness BS. Yeah. But all in all, the Falcons are a sum of their decisions. A total.
Absolutely.
You did not go and adequately address the second corner. You found Clark Phillips now. You got him at your nickel. But they just second cornered us all the way down the field the whole game. You did not address the strong safety. Richie Grant, that last touchdown. Out of there. You did not go get a rush end. Somebody that is a dynamic rush end. You tried to get older veterans to try to get there, and it wasn't working. Now we did miss Grady, so I kind of but the line overachieved. But you still need a rush end. You didn't go get a rush end. You didn't go get a quarterback.
I mean, once again we drafted another guy. We drafted Zach Harrison. He played okay, but
wait, hold on. So what I'm saying is to wrap my thought up. All those things that we didn't address, second corner, Okuda was cool, but he got benched. You didn't address quarterback at all. You didn't address safety. You didn't address rush end. All of those came back to be our downfall. Now, Terry Fontenot, that's on you. If you don't make these moves, because you on thin ice because you just didn't make the move. You listen to Arthur Smith. If you don't make these moves this offseason to see progress, most time you don't get 3 head coaches as a GM. You don't get 3. So you better figure it out.
No,
what were you about to say?
Yeah. So So my thing with this is, you're right. The rush in could have been better, but from what we got, like juice to squeeze on Bud Dupree was enough. And then like the combination of Jeff Okuda playing good enough when he did, and Clark Phillips, like we got some guys, and the place where
What did
all of this
Chicago
could
give up for Montez Sweat? Not much.
now you're right. I can look that up here in a second.
That's more
But for
rhetorical. But
me,
what I'm saying is that you didn't give up much for him.
yeah, I mean you're right. It's the same way I feel about OG Anunoby. But I it's tricky because if you knew it would have cost that, you would have bought it. But for me, this all starts and ends with the quarterback position. Our mismanagement.
Fair.
Oh, they sent a 4 second-round pick. Second-round pick for what we would have got in Montez Sweat. We ain't knocking out of the park with second-round picks in neither one of these two teams. So yeah, you're right. You could have definitely sent a second if we were gonna get that. But he also wasn't cheap either. But all of this, everything revolves around the quarterback position. This mismanagement of this position has been the downfall. While every other position group could have improved, could have been better, none of this was going to work if we did not have a quarterback. The quarterback is where this thing fell apart. So, like Terry Fontenot, you're right. You could have done something. Well, ultimately, you could have done everything else in the world. If you don't have a competent quarterback, we weren't going to win any. We may win one more game, get us a little bit closer, but we still trick it off somehow. So at the end of the day, this falls squarely on Arthur Smith and him and his infatuation with Desmond Ridder.
So, we said it earlier. We said, hey, at the beginning of the season, if you remember, both of us, I think you said it first. He was like, Arthur Smith, Desmond Ridder's going to get you fired. And we were like, hey, you're hitching your wagon to the wrong horse. This is not going to work. And it's happening. And now the fan base, this whole thing right here, if you're watching on YouTube right now, says get out of Atlanta. I've never seen the entire fan base hate somebody more, except for maybe Dan Quinn. They didn't even turn on Mike Smith as bad as they did everybody else.
Nope.
But this is so bad because our entire offense with Bijan had a 71-yard touchdown catch today. That was not a screen. It was just a catch.
Yep.
Drake London and Kyle Pitts had one target. One target. And the thing with Arthur Smith is, I've noticed in the first half, he makes great play calls. That Desmond Ridder played well. And then when Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke messes up, he just goes into a shell. He does not call anything. Nothing. He doesn't use anybody. I didn't understand why they played Cordero Patterson. I was like, why? What is the point? You have all of these shiny toys and you didn't use them.
I don't have an issue you playing Cordero because he's another change of pace. But
week 17 down 31.
You have shown us that you don't know how to get your best weapons going. You cannot consistently get Kyle Pitts open. You can't consistently get Drake London open. The Minnesota Vikings are finding a way to get Justin Jefferson and Addison
played
open.
8 games that had more receiving yards.
Everybody else is finding a way. You can't do it. And just like we expected you to identify when Desmond Ridder couldn't do it and cut bait and you didn't, it's now Arthur Blank's job to recognize that you can't do it and cut bait with both of you. I don't have a whole lot to say. We know where this starts. We know where this ends. And nobody hates Arthur Smith. We wanted to give you I came into this season in full support of you. But I'm not gonna hitch my wagon and you look stupid. Once
unfortunately,
I identified you couldn't do it, I gotta move on.
Unfortunately for the Falcons, and Arthur Smith.
Unfortunately.
Well, let me finish. Because I do, as much as I lament him, and I think he should be fired for the decisions that he ultimately did make and didn't make, he's not a terrible coach. And but you could see the frustration on his face when Desmond Ridder threw that first interception.
He was devastated. He knew what it was.
And then on 4th and goal, down 24-17, he had Bijan Robinson in the end zone on the arrow route, and he just threw it behind him, and it almost really ended up in a pick 101 six, 100-yard pick six. And you could see
he knew that was the end.
And you could see he was so frustrated. And then at the end of the game, the Taints decided on 4th and goal or 1st and go, 3rd and goal, whatever, with 1 second left, that they were going to get Jamal Williams a touchdown. Who the Saints also now, y'all suck too now. Jamal Williams led the league in touchdowns last year, rushing touchdowns, and then he only has 1 this year. But Arthur Smith was so mad, and he confronted Dennis Allen.
He said,
Dennis,
what the f- that?
Yeah, he was like, that's BS. He said, that's effing BS. And he's upset. And you can tell he's upset, and Dennis Allen basically apologized. He said,
"Well, hold on. You can actually listen. And we'll post the video. You'll see where and I'm just taking everything that I've seen, just like we done with Cat Williams for the last 5 days.
There's
Arthur Smith visibly upset, but you can hear Dennis Allen saying, "Hey, you're right. This was messed up."
Let me see.
Which made sense.
I think we got it.
Career. Oh, and Arthur Smith's hot. That Dennis Allen scored a touchdown at the end. He is hot. He said, "What are you doing?" And he's going at Dennis Allen. You can read his lips.
I understand that.
He said, "I understand."
Yeah, there you go.
Like, this is a very tough situation because you're like, technically, Arthur Smith, you can be big man. If you do this is a classless play. But we find out later that there's and we'll get there to that, because I think that's how the majority of Falcons fans really feel. They don't care. But he basically explained, hey, man, Jamal Williams, like Reggie said, led the NFL in touchdowns, rushing touchdowns last year, had none. So the team got together and decided, let's score. I ain't gonna lie, I respect the hell out of them for that. They say, hey,
Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston said, "What do y'all want to do?" You had Jameis on my team.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I liked it. Like, me and Reggie have come on here and talked about Jamal Williams, so we've been blue in the face about how much we support him. So I get it. And you're right. You take care of your players. And I commend Jameis in being the intermediary, because he's the backup quarterback. Now, there is questions whether or not he should be the starter. I think that he should. And this type of stuff is the reason I believe that he should. Because he said, yeah, this is not on the coach. We made a decision to take care of one of our guys. And I want to be very honest. Just like Reggie made the face, Falcons fans not mad at the Saints for running up the score. Because
you already allowed 41 damn points. What you mad about the last 7 points for? What the hell you get mad? You ain't get mad about everything else? You get mad about 7, but forget about the damn 41 points? My daughter's asleep. I got to stop yelling. Y'all going to have me wake up this child, and she going to be up. I'm sorry. But y'all can piss me off. How you going to get mad? That's why I don't give a damn about you crying over a 48 versus 41. You got 17. What you talking about? What we talking about right now? You mad at 48 versus 41? This is a rivalry. I'd expect us to do the same thing. I try to score 100 on them. What are you talking about? Sorry ass. Fire. Listen, where the thing at? Where you at? Fire him. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. You bad at the wrong things. You ain't got enough judgment to get to lead the damn organization, lead the Falcons. You got wrong judgment. You get mad at 7 points. You get mad at 7 and not get mad at the 41.
You're right.
Go ahead.
And I think that is the summation of how most Falcons fans feel. They're not offended. And given the opportunity, we will probably have scored that last touchdown on your head too. So
O.C. Umenyiora returned a 99-yard fumble at the end of the game, and we waved to the Saints as they could not get into the playoffs. I expect that.
Right.
I don't want no passion when you down 41-17. What the hell the passion for? Shut up, Arthur Smith.
You're right, and that sums up exactly how I think we feel. Nobody, like, at the end, we're not gonna feel any better or worse about the Saints because you scored that touchdown at the end of the game. It's smoke. It's gonna be smoke. It is what it is. We're more upset that Arthur Smith, you're just a clown. So, I mean, let's be real here. He got to go.
So who's his replacement?
Look at the standings, or
no, I don't give a damn about the standings. We need standings for. We don't need no damn standings. We know we not standing on nothing. We standing in the need of prayer. That's where we standing. Okay. All right.
Look at our coach. Look at our coach. Look at our coach. Look at our coach. Look at our coach.
The Falcons' replacements. So now we're moving on to the offseason. The Falcons' replacements is Eric Bieniemy. That's one who's been rumored. He just dropped a touchdown. Wow. Eric Bieniemy is rumored. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, up and coming young guy. I think he's about 37.
No, thank you.
Mike McDonald, who's the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. That's cool. I already have Ryan Nielsen, though. I hope that they don't get rid of him. Now, this guy, Bobby Slowick, offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans, 37 years old, has the Houston Texans out here balling. And you know how it is when it comes to getting a head coach. The way that the game is moving, you're not going to be able to keep an offensive coordinator if you have a defensive head coach. You're not going to be able to keep him because they're going to get hired away, especially on the Shanahan tree. So I think you get one of these young guys, or you get an offensive coach. I don't care who it is. I do care who it is. Somebody's not trash. You get an offensive coach, and then you decide to keep Nielsen because the best thing a defense can have is continuity. So you keep Nielsen, and you move on from there.
I would like to use my get out of jail free card here. Unfortunately, I had to watch the Atlanta Hawks draft Trae Young instead of Luka Doncic for the culture. I am using my culture reverse card here, and I want Eric Bieniemy for the culture. I would like to have a black head coach. I would like to have Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix Jr. Or I'm willing to trade up for Caleb Williams if at all possible. And if I had to endure this struggle, which is the Atlanta Hawks culturally, then I want my culture card to be used here for the Atlanta Falcons. I saw Eric Bieniemy call them Kansas City Chiefs players today, and I need it. We gotta have it.
So I want Eric Bieniemy. There's rumors. Y'all better not do this now. There's rumors of Bill Belichick being linked to the Falcons because you know Arthur Blank loves the New England Patriots. That's where we got Dimitrov.
Wait, hold on. Let's discuss this right now. I want to be very clear. Speaking of culture, there is nobody who has been less culture-filled or supportive than Bill Belichick. Arguably the greatest quarterback ever. Did not enjoy playing football with him. Please do not bring him to Atlanta. We have a bunch of young black players. I'm gonna tell you right now, there is literally not a worse. You know what? I'm not gonna say that.
Say it all. Say it all.
No, because what I was gonna say is there's not a worse coach. There are worse coaches. As bad as Bill Belichick is, there are worse coaches. But no, this don't fit. We must quit. Go in a different direction. Don't want it. Don't need it. Not interested in it. Not now. Not ever. Let's just skip Belichick. Let somebody else be that rehab project. He don't like Atlanta. He ain't gonna enjoy the traffic. He ain't gonna like nothing about Atlanta. But Eric Bieniemy, we got a place for you. We'll figure it out.
So I texted the group earlier and I said, hey, it's happening. And you didn't know what I was talking about. I said it's happening.
And then I hit you with the eyes and you didn't respond.
Because I didn't want to explain it. Saturday Morning Live, what did I say? Won't be surprised if he pulls that. Our owner be trying. Yeah. I hope not, Russ. I said I need a few things to happen. I said I needed the Falcons to beat the Saints because I don't like the Taints. That didn't happen, but I said I also I need the Bucks to win because I don't want the Saints to make it to the playoffs, and then I need Green Bay to win because I don't want the Saints to make it to the playoffs. That happened. I then said I need Justin Fields to go out there and have a terrible game, a game just bad enough to keep the doubt in the general manager's mind of maybe we need to move on with these 2 top 10 picks that we'll probably never get again. We'll never get the number 1 and the number 6 or whatever pick they got ever again. Or at least not in his lifetime, not in his tenure.
You would not hope so.
So
you're not doing a good job if you keep doing that now.
So maybe they decide to get rid of Justin Fields. Flip him. They said we could give him 2 seconds. Cool. We get the second. That's the second thing I needed to happen. The third thing I needed to happen, it was called FMF. Fire Arthur Smith. I need him to be so awful that him and Desmond Ridder can get the hell on. And it has happened. They can get the hell on. I said I needed Justin Fields. That's the other F. FMF. I also said I needed the Baltimore Ravens offense to be really, really good this year and Lamar to be in the MVP category or MVP running so that we could get this man. This man that turned Georgia's offense into a juggernaut. This man that turned the Baltimore offense. He has Isaiah Likely looking like a star. Could you imagine if that was Kyle Pitts? Like this man, Todd Monken. I said this is the third person. If we can't get this man Bieniemy, if we can't get Bieniemy, and we can't get one of these young whippersnappers. Listen, this man may take Baltimore in that offense with that defense to the Super Bowl. If he takes them to the Super Bowl and goes national champion, Super Bowl, he deserves his own team. Come on to Atlanta. You're familiar with the NFC South. We have a tailor-made team ready for you. We could go get Justin Fields. We could draft somebody. We got the number 8 pick. I believe we'll get there. We got the picks. We got whatever you need. Todd Monken and your innovation is perfect. You already in the NFC South. You were just a decade too early. The NFL wasn't ready for your innovation when they had Jameis about 10 years ago. It wasn't ready for it yet. The rules done changed now. Come on to Atlanta. We could keep Nielsen. We can run them double tight ends. We can run Justin Fields, and we could do all of them Georgia plays, or we can go get somebody. But I tell you one thing, this man right here got to get the hell on. I need to reiterate it again. I told y'all earlier, do not be fooled, Atlanta. I didn't care what the name of the score. I didn't care what the score was. I said, don't be fooled. Get the hell on.
Don't let them fool you. Nah, I think that he did a pretty good job of firing himself, and we need to be laser focused on strictly getting Eric Bieniemy. That puts it like that does it. The reason that Eric Bieniemy works so well is I think that could rebuild a relationship. Because I'm gonna tell you, if I'm Kyle Pitts, I'm not happy about being in Atlanta. You have to do something that makes it enticing for me want to stay here. If not, I'm going to tell you, there are other places I can go.
Brother, come on, brother.
And I'm going to tell you.
Come on, brother.
I'm going to tell you, if I'm Kansas City, what you want? What you want for him?
For who? Oh, Kyle Pitts.
Kelsey finna move out of there. Mahomes and Pitts? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So,
or Bowers.
Yeah, they can go get they have to go get a receiver. They have to get a receiver. I don't know who they get, but they got to get 2. They got to get 2 of them. But moving on, man. So I would love to see Bieniemy. I would love to see Justin Fields, but there's another route that we have, and it's basically the draft order. So the draft order now, with everything being pretty much over with, for the teams that are, I think everybody's eliminated. That has played. Chicago has locked up the number 1 pick via Carolina,
and I believe that pick to be Caleb Williams. Now, there's going to be. They're going to test the market on that first to see what they can get there, because
you got to test the market on both sides. Pick and quarterback.
What you mean? Oh, yeah.
Because they don't have to move on from Fields.
They absolutely do not. They could pay him. You got DJ Moore. You could trade into that. You could trade back down into this. Romo, like as much as Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be the wide receiver pick, and I think he probably maybe falls to 4. And the Cardinals, if anybody trades up, then yeah, you could get. You could still end up with Romo Dunze, who is not Marvin Harrison, but him or Neighbors. Like
there's just so many options. Neighbors is scary, dog.
There are so many options at receiver that you could trade out of that pick, get another pick, and still end up with everything that you need and more.
Yeah, so you have Washington at second, ironically.
QB.
You got New England, Cardinals, Chargers, Giants, Titans. Giants is interesting. And then the Falcons at 8, along with, again, the Bears at 9, and then the Jets at 10. The Falcons don't really have anything to lose going after Justin Fields because the going rate for him is not a first-round pick. So if you get Justin Fields, let's say there's 2 scenarios. You get Justin Fields. You trade a second. You can still go get a receiver because you need a second receiver. You can still go get a rush end. You can draft the best corner available. You can draft the second best wide receiver available. You can draft somebody.
If we could keep that first, if we could pick that 8th pick, then Caleb, Drake May, probably got to go Jaden Daniels right there. Boom.
Yeah, Penix will be a top 10 pick if he has a big national championship game.
But even if not, you got to think though, Caleb. Then you probably go Drake May. Then you go Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix. Then you go Marvin Harrison. You probably go Neighbors there. New York, I don't think that you can. I mean, you could go for a quarterback, but you can't really get out of Danny Dimes to 2025 anyway. You're kind of putting him in a bad situation if you use your best pick to get a quarterback, because then you're basically saying you're drafting a player who can't help him this season, which is kind of pigeonholing him. The Titans are going to stick with Levis, and then there we draft. So, yeah, there's going to be a multitude of players who are available that fit our system. You know, there's going to be a receiver there that should be available. Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, but what I do know is that Terry Fontenot, for as much good as you've done, you can't mess this up.
So tough to say to a guy who got Kyle Pitts.
It is.
Bijan Robinson.
But you also rolled with Desmond Ridder twice, and Marcus Mariota. So, and you know the hierarchy of importance of the NFL. Quarterback is number 1. You don't got a quarterback, don't matter what else you got. Yeah. This ain't 2000 Ravens. It ain't gonna happen no more. So you better knock this out the park. You better get it right. If I'm the Falcons, I'm calling the general manager of the Bears right now. Be like, look,
Ryan Bowles.
We got 2 seconds for you right here. We got 2 seconds for you right here early. We got high second round pick. The 8th pick, 7th pick in the second round.
And you can get Caleb Williams. So you get to keep Caleb. You get 2 seconds. Yeah, that really puts you in a position to stockpile your coffers and still keep and get the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the difference is with Caleb Williams, you also get a chance to buy yourself more time. All right, well, y'all didn't like Justin Fields. Look at you trying
to talk the Bears into giving us Justin Fields.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm looking at it like if it's Caleb Williams, that's the guy that y'all want. Everybody believes him to be a world beater. I flipped our quarterback into something of value. I got you something this year and next year. The least you could do, you got to give me some more time now. Because remember, he was just hired last year, I think. His team has stunk way before he got there.
The Bears, and we're going to keep it on the Falcons, but I'm interested to see what the Bears do with their head coach, because, I mean, they finished 7-10, just like the Falcons. I mean, he
needs to go now. They got to find a way. They got to find a way to find a quarterback. I mean, they can find a coach that can get some offense going. If you can't get this offense going, it's a waste. I don't know why the Bears just are okay with being trash on offense for forever.
They didn't look trash against the Falcons. They have all they're missing.
Nobody. Have you figured that out by now?
The Bears quietly are in the same position as the Falcons. They're like 1 or 2 players away from being, that division ain't the greatest. They're 1 or 2. They need another receiver. Their defense ain't bad. They just had a lot of injuries at the beginning of the season. They got
hold on, wait. The other part about that is they had Khalil Mack and they had
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith. Yeah, like we haven't had those two players, and they got the hell out of Atlanta.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about back then. I'm talking about right now. I'm saying right now they're a couple players away, and we're a couple players away. We may end up, and we have ties to Chicago. One quarterback. I just told you, we safety. We need a second corner. We need to rush in. We need another. Mac Hollins has disappeared.
If this is my thing, you're right. We could improve in all of those position groups. But if we had a decent quarterback, those position groups are gravy. That's extra. Hey, man, we could be better. We win the NFC South if we have a respectable quarterback this year.
Fair. So with that being said, man,
look at Tampa. Tampa was a team with no future, and then now look at them. Now they're like, oh well, they're probably gonna pay Baker, and they're moving forward with a strategy next year. I think their expectation is to win again.
That would be foolish to me, because they are close to having. Because they close to having. Mike Evans, they're gonna have to pay him. And he already talking about I'm out. And they're gonna have to pay Godwin. He's 30-something years old. They got old receivers. They got a young running back, Baker Mayfield, and an aging defense. I think Tampa, this was the best you got out of them was gonna be this. To me, is this year's. This gonna be the best you get out of that team.
You don't think the Panthers are gonna be like?
Why don't?
Panthers,
I think they're offensive line away from being decent.
Boy, hell no. With Chuba Hubbard and
No. You missed what I'm saying. That defense is so good that they just need an offensive line to do ball control. That's all they need. They're winning games 9-7, 9-0. They lost the game today 9-0. Their defense, Derek Brown leads the league. He set a record for tackles. 100 tackles from the defensive tackle position when you getting double teamed is insane.
But they're going to lose Brian Burns, too. Brian Burns is going to go play for a contender. Fair. Which somehow means he will go play for the 49ers. I don't know how, but they'll just be like, hey, we'll just subdivide this money, put it all over 2A, and then put it in a quadratic equation. Bam, salary cap fixed.
Yeah, but we'll see, man. We'll see. With that being said, man, it's over with. It's over now. I feel like I can make it. It's over now. The Falcons season is over. It's a wrap. DOA, dead on arrival. Arthur Smith, pack your things, gather your things, call your father, send him FedEx, and send him all the way back home. I don't even know where. I don't know where your headquarters is. You get the hell on.
One of the benefits. It won't be expensive for you to ship your.
Yeah, listen. You got a whole hub here, bro. You can go right on over there and chill out. You get the hell on. Desmond Ritter, listen, you already look like what you need to be an insurance salesman. Yeah. Go ahead and sell some of that. You be a realtor. Realtor to the stars if you want to do that, but you can get the hell on too. Bye.
This is what I'm gonna say in closing on both of those guys. I think the Desmond Ritter, while he is going to need a change of scenery, he needs to definitely get the hell on. He's going to be a decent backup quarterback. That's what
Nathan Peterman. He's the next Nathan Peterman.
He's serviceable for a couple games, but don't ask him to do really anything.
No, he's not. He's not serviceable for a couple games. He threw an interception in every game. Every game.
He's throwing some bad ones too. But and so many fumbles. He just getting the red zone. I'm like, oh, you just gonna drop it. I can feel it. And then Arthur Smith. I think that this is a very unique situation for me because I think that this is the best thing to happen to Arthur Smith. Because Arthur Smith isn't necessarily a bad coach. He got to do some soul searching though. He just needs to make better decisions. He has the right acumen. I think he has the right system. I think his system is pretty good, but you have to get better at taking your W's instead of thinking that you're going to you're smart enough. It's one of those things where his biggest thing is he tried to outsmart everybody. He tried to
outsmart himself. There's no I know you like Jonnu, man. You got me started again. I know you like Jonnu, but there's no reason that Jonnu Smith should be tight end one. And I don't care, like you said, I don't even care what it says on the play call. If Jonnu Smith is tight end 2 on the play call, and we keep throwing it to tight end 2, then put Kyle Pitts at tight end 2. Why not?
Absolutely, you got it.
Do something. Like, you outsmart yourself, and it's right there. We ran for 240 yards against the Saints in that first game. 240 yards. And Algier didn't get the ball to the second quarter and immediately got a 10-yard run. Like, that's the part I'm talking about. You're outsmarting yourself. You have all of these players. You got Bijan.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say, and I don't know because this is something that has played the Hawks. Arthur Blank. If you are in the ear of the general manager, in the ear of Arthur Smith, telling them to give the ball, and you Fontenot too, telling them to feed Bijan and not spread the ball around, y'all got to shut the hell up. You got to let somebody coach. We'll never be good because just like we said with Trey, just like we said it with Quinn and everybody, eventually you can trade and fire all the coaches you want to. But if you have to keep firing GMs and coaches and all of them are doing the same thing, then that means it's you. So, you ain't too far removed. We just moving right up the totem pole. We had the coach.
Yeah.
We had the quarterback. We had the coach. Terry, I love you, brother. I'm always for the blacks, but you next on the list. And then it's Arthur Smith. Ain't too many other people. Yeah. So
now, like, that's the only thing I will say about Terry Fontenot is we haven't always been the best with our first round picks. I haven't always agreed with exactly the picks that you picked, but you've done well enough with the picks that I don't have an issue with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, or Bijan Robinson.
Just don't use them.
That's the reason I like. But if y'all saw on Twitter today, I was like, hey. I get Bijan is Bijan right now, but you got to spread the sugar. And we just don't. We just check down, check. And then Troy Aikman said it. He said, oh, yeah, you got a quarterback that look downfield. He just won't throw it there. And I was like.
Oh, you talking about that was calling the game? That wasn't Troy Aikman.
I mean, that was Matt Ryan. My bad. You're right.
I was about to say, that was Matt Ryan just dying on the inside. Every time he called a Falcons game, he just be dying on the inside, bro.
I mean, I think that Matt Ryan would have been a better quarterback for us this season than
anybody not named Mariota, Ritter, or Heineke would have been a better quarterback. Literally, anybody.
I don't even hate Heineke, man. Heineke got a bad.
We ain't shoot no mud. We ain't no bail bondsman today. I'm not allowing you to shoot none of these bums bail. These dudes was terrible.
I support Heineke, and if he wants to come back as a backup, I'll be more than happy to have him.
You can come in and take a knee all day. You can come in, victory formation it out, get your game check, get your $10 million over 2 years, whatever. Cool. Ride it on out, Gwinnett guy. Cool, whatever. But you ain't starting, brother. You ain't starting. And Ritter, I don't even want to talk about Ritter no more. But with that being said,
you gotta go somewhere else. You gotta just be somewhere else.
Yeah. We've come to the end of the Falcons segment. We are now gonna take 30 seconds, and then we'll go to another. This is what I call a zombie team. Gonna talk about the Hawks, the youngest child, the ones that can't get right, the team that just did a bunch of stupid stuff, and now the stupid stuff. We got one team that's mature. We got one team that's too scared to pull the trigger, and then we got another team that just shot all the bullets, all which way, and didn't do nothing right. We'll be right back when we talk about the Hawks, who are about to blow the roster up. I'm gonna give me another drink because this is terrible too. It is what it is.
They don't get rid of everybody except for the person who they need to get rid of. Again,
it's getting harder and harder to argue against that point. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 135 of the ATL Edition.
I love Jameis Winston, yo. But don't you feel good about? We played it twice. My bad.
We gonna talk about the Hawks, aka our Hawks talk. We just finished talking about the Falcons, whose season is over with, and we also talked about the Braves earlier. They can always do what Norwood.
Like, follow, subscribe, or catch the Megabus. One ticket. Straight where? To hell. That's where our season's going. So tell us when you get there.
We're back with the Hawks, man. So I made a comment about all these coaches in the NFL that are dead on arrival, that are zombie coaches. Stanley was one for the Chargers. Ron Rivera was another one. Bill Belichick. Arthur Smith And the list goes on and on.
I ain't calling Belichick one yet. I got to see it. I'm excited about Robert Kraft having that uncomfortable conversation with Bill Belichick.
Nothing uncomfortable. But this whole Hawks team looks like a zombie team right now. The Hawks are currently in whatever place. I don't care. It don't matter. We out to play in, I believe. We are 11 or 12 in 16, 17, something like that. We are pretty awful. So it is now coming to light. Well, let's just start here. It's reported that DeJounte Murray and the Hawks are... Did we freeze? There we go. DeJounte Murray will likely be traded by the deadline from the Atlanta Hawks. Here's why this bothers. How do you feel about this? Let me get my thoughts together. How do you feel about this?
You know, I hate this. I love DeJounte. And I love DeJounte. He actually took a team-friendly deal. It's very rare, if not impossible. And it's not even something I really all the way support because of how these teams operate. I'm a proponent of get your money. Even if you got to go somewhere else to get your money, at the end of the day, you got to take care of your family. And he did that because he enjoys being here. And him taking that deal.
We'll talk about it.
I'm going by what he said. He wants to stay in Atlanta. He loves Atlanta. Now, I know you're probably looking at his body.
No, we'll talk about it. Keep going. Finish it up.
But for me, I like him. He has the tenacity to continue to play no matter what's going on around him. I think that is something that we have not had in a very long time. So I think he's extremely valuable. The team-friendly deal, his tenacity, all of those things are the reason that I have been a proponent. I've told y'all since day one. I said this season is different. I'm watching this year. I don't know how this front office is going to operate because it's a bunch of people who've never been in any of these positions anymore. I saw what they did as far as, hey, we're addition through subtracting by giving away John Collins for a bag of small puppies. And I didn't like that, but you got to give people an opportunity. So I've just sat back and watched all season. It looks like there's a new guy who can't play next to Trae Young, and his name is DeJounte Murray. It's the same thing they said about John Collins, and it looks like we're about to trade DeJounte Murray away, and we're going to reshuffle this deck again to get new players to put around Trae. Now, we can't fire another coach because we've already fired two already. So the only thing we can do is shuffle really like 2 or 3 positions because we can't get rid of Clint Capella because he leads the NBA in offensive rebounds.
So with DeJounte, you know, when things don't go right, everybody starts to try to save their own butt. And what happens when people try to save their own butt is that information starts to leak. And now you could take this information as a grain of salt, or you can say that some of this is probably true. The Atlanta Hawks were ready to punt on this experiment between Trae and DeJounte last year. It was rumored that he was going to be in the Pascal Siakam deal, and DeJounte said no because he wasn't committed to signing an extension to Toronto. He said, no, just sign me to an extension. And that's where the team-friendly deal comes in. It really wasn't team-friendly. It was trade-friendly. So his deal is trade-friendly, and he had to understand that if they didn't perform, that he was the one who had the most value and was likely to be traded. So when you say, yeah, it's a team-friendly deal, yeah, it's team-friendly, but not in the way that you think, if that's true. What's interesting with the Hawks is now, with the emergence of Jalen Johnson, there's only 2 players that are considered untouchable on this roster. To me, it should be 3 or 4, but there's only 2 players considered untouchable now. Jalen Johnson, right, and Trae Young.
Who are your untouchables? And then I'll tell you who my untouchables are.
Jalen Johnson, DeJounte Murray, and Trae Young. I really would say Clint Capella, but the only reason I'm saying Trae Young is because they are fully committed to him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be.
Trae, and it's immensely frustrating for me because I know the right answer. I know that Trae is the problem. It is what it is. We've gone through 2 different coaches. We've gone through a GM. We've given away multiple players, Kevin Huerter, John Collins, etc. We do this to reshuffle to build this team around Trae. And then we get the guys who are perfect for Trae, and then they're not perfect for Trae. Perfect example, Sadiq Bey. Oh, you want this guy who can just stand in the corner and shoot threes because John Collins couldn't do that. Well, that ain't working either. Like,
yeah, but that's not working because Sadiq Bey is awful on defense. He's not.
But that has to be a willing sacrifice. You wanted a guy who was a shooter. Because otherwise, we could have just rocked with John Collins. But you wanted a guy who you could stick in the corner and will stand in the corner and shoot. Well, that's what you got with Sadiq Bey.
Yeah, but he also wasn't supposed to start neither. It was supposed to be DeAndre Hunter.
Who? Yeah, but no. He was supposed to start. To start the season, it was supposed to be Bey and Hunter, and then we were going to see what happened with Jalen Johnson. Because if you go back to the beginning of the season, Jalen Johnson was not starting. It was Clint Capella, Sadiq Bey, DeAndre Hunter, DeJounte Murray, and Trae Young. But Sadiq continuously did not meet the results that were needed, and it gave Jalen Johnson, who was coming off the bench and playing good minutes, he took his spot. It's that simple.
Even with him taking his spot, that's correct. You're right. He did not start, but Jalen Johnson was not supposed to be. He was supposed to take his spot. He was supposed to be the one to take Sadiq Bey's spot. Sadiq Bey was supposed to come off the bench. You just had to make Jalen Johnson take the spot.
But this is the thing. It took him like 5 games. Like, bro, you didn't even make it difficult for him. Like, I could see if we were having like, oh man, we got to make a decision. It's back and forth. Both of these. Nah, bro, he took your spot in no time. He took your spot before the team fell apart.
So I can't believe DeJounte Murray. I wouldn't have traded him, but he is expressing frustration with having to play off the ball. And if the Hawks ownership isn't going to be a team of fortitude and tell Trae that you need to be off the ball, then at that point you got to blow it up. Because if you, no matter how you want to look at this, Travis Schlenk started this whole system of building the Warriors in Atlanta. Trae Young is supposed to be Steph Curry. Kevin Huerter was supposed, or somebody is supposed to be the sidekick, the number 2, or the 1B, Kevin Huerter or DeJounte Murray. I don't really mind them getting DeJounte Murray. You're supposed to have somebody cooking off the bench like Sean Livingston. It's supposed to be Bogey. You're supposed to have a defensive player that can score. That's Andrew Wiggins. And then you're supposed to have somebody that can kind of run the ball, run the team, which is DeJounte Murray, who's going to be in the Draymond role, D3 defense, and supposed to be able to hit the 3.
I honestly think that was like Jalen Johnson. If you look at Jalen Johnson, you look at Draymond Green, you kind of got it. You mostly got it. Now, Draymond's, of course, a better defender because he's just got a higher basketball IQ. But he can dribble, he can pass, he can facilitate. And Jalen's played good enough defense. Jalen's defense isn't, like, it's not great. He gets out of position. If you play him against a guy who's really, really good, like today, I saw Paolo kind of hit him with a double pump, and he just got out of position, got the foul. But he tries, and that's half a defense for me. To have guys who try is the majority of it.
So, but you
hold on. This is my thing: is every season in the off season we do the same thing. We show all this time of Trae Young doing what? Playing off the ball. Oh, look at him. He's going to be like Steph. We're going to run him around, and then he's going to run on the screen, and then we're going to throw him the ball. He's going to shoot, and it'll be easy. We got DeJounte. We needed another ball handler. Hey, now we got Jalen. We got 3 guys who can bring the ball up and initiate the offense. Trae don't play off the ball.
My hope was that he was going to do that. My hope was he was going to play off the ball and be able to run the base, kind of play like Bogey, run the baseline. That's what Steph does. But he can't play off the ball, and Trey has regressed. When his shot making is bad, it's bad. But I'm not going to focus just on Trey because the whole team has been bad. Then I told y'all that when shit hit the fan, more and more information comes out. Now, Landry Fields is trying to save his butt by saying, I didn't even want Quinn Snyder anyway. It came out that he didn't want Quinn Snyder at all. And I'm like, that's a lie. You flew to wherever he was, whatever island he was on, to get him as a coach.
This is Bush League. And this is what happens when you let the owner's kid run the team like a 2K simulation and just let people do whatever. Is now when things go left, which, let's be real here, from day one, this team was already a bad defensive team. We lost one of our best defenders and did not we replaced him with a guy who does not play any defense. Then we wonder why the defense is terrible. I want to let you know, man, I looked up something today. Right now, number one, teams average 123.9 points against us a game. I complained about 30-point quarters. How did I never expected them to get worse. Then I look at the opponent shooting field goal percentage against us.
47%.
Is 50 point? No, it's 50.5. For you math people out here, you're right. You're thinking to yourself, there's a better chance when a team shoots versus us, there's a better chance that you make it than you miss it. How in the hell are you going to beat anybody? I don't care. And I don't know why we continue to focus on offense. Like going from the number 3 offense to the number 1 offense is really going to change things for us. If we don't guard anybody, you aren't going to win. If they're going to make more shots than miss shots, which they're currently doing, they're going to win. And it's like nobody cares about defense. Quinn Snyder don't even they practice defense. And honestly, if you was going to bring Quinn Snyder and let him do this, you should have got the original and just got Mike D'Antoni.
No. At this point, if this organization is run this bad by the wrestler family, you appointing your son who makes all of the bad decisions, who has very little to no experience. I believe we went over his entire resume when he got hired. You traded all of those picks for this. You traded 3 first-round picks, one of which is your own, for DeJounte Murray, only to try to get rid of him a year and some change after you got him. This is if I'm the ownership group, I'm looking to look at my legal options to vote you out. Because you obviously don't know how to run a basketball organization. I know he's the majority, and I know this is wishful thinking. I understand that. But what I'm saying is this is one of the most inept organizations I've seen in a long time. This organization has no plan. They brought in Kyle Korver to work with the team on shooting, and don't nobody shoot better. They brought in Landry Fields, who's supposed to know what he's doing, and everybody is bad. We don't play no defense. And when I say no defense, these are what our wins look like. I'm sorry, I went to the wrong one. It's okay. We can go back. This is what our wins look like. Oklahoma City versus the Hawks. We were up by 27 points in this game and won by 3. We played against the Pistons. I mean, might as well. Whatever. This is the 88 Pistons. We played against the Pacers, and they scored 100. They had 80 points at halftime. They took their foot off the gas.
Whoa. Now, remember, we lost this game, which a lot of – go back. This, for most people, has been considered the most embarrassing game of the season because of the way we got whooped. Now, mind you, we lost our first game to the Charlotte Hornets. And as embarrassing as that was, this is worse. And mind you, we already lost to the Pacers where they scored 157 points.
In triple overtime. They did this in regulation.
No. Was that
it went to double? Yeah, it went to like double overtime.
Hold on, let me see. It was 157 to 152. No, that was during regulation. And we were up by 20 in that game.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Everybody sucked. Whatever.
So you got to get to a point where, number one, we haven't stopped one team from scoring 100 points all season. And we are the slump buster. Nobody was even interested in Andre Drummond. He was sitting behind Vooch. Nobody said anything. He destroyed us.
Shout out to Andre Drummond, capitalizing on the moment. He about to start.
Then you let Vooch, you might be toast, big dog. Then tonight you let this kid Christian Houston. He went for like 25, 30 points. That's where my frustration comes from. Every time you play us, you know that somebody's gonna have a career night. I think that when the Pacers played us, they had the most assists they've ever had in franchise history. You can't be the team that everybody knows, hey, when we go here, it's up. We finna have a good time. And you know they turning up in Atlanta after they whoop us. They right there in the club like, yeah, we whooped your team. Now we finna go here and have a good time.
We rested the whole fourth quarter. Josh Allen got another turnover.
Yeah.
He got 3 turnovers. He got 3 turnovers this game.
That's fine because Stephon Diggs is gonna be a Cowboy next year.
Alvin Kamara too.
Oh Lord, no, Lord, no. Big one.
I don't know what the Hawks are doing. The Hawks are like the Desmond Ritter of the basketball team. They play so well. Trey plays so well in the first half. I would love to see the first half splits on his scoring and
you don't.
Ooh,
he gonna pick a half, but he ain't gonna play all halves. Now, the last game he started out like 0-7. You're right. Now he might start out hot. This is no matter what, we can't put together a full game for sure. There's a few things we can't do. We can't put together a full game, and just because we have a 20-point lead, that doesn't mean that the game is over. We struggled. We was whooping the Thunder the whole game and still let them come back and almost beat us. We can't beat, and that takes a toll. You're supposed to effectively beat a team a lot of times in about 40 minutes. The last 8 minutes, like when the Pacers beat us, that last 8 to 10 minutes, they was just out there, hey, man, get the young guys in the game. Y'all shoot, get y'all some reps. The games we win, it's coming down to the very last minute, whether we go up by 20 or not. And the games we lose, we get embarrassed. You're not going to have a successful season if you play like that. And we're committed to playing like that. And we're not going to play no defense. We don't have anybody to play defense. You keep rolling out Garrison Matthews and Wesley Matthews instead of AJ Griffin. I don't know what AJ Griffin did to you. I'll be honest, man. I hate this team.
When is the trade?
I hate this team. I don't exactly know. Hold on. But I hate this team because I already know that we're still on the decline. And I got to just watch it happen. It is February 8th. So you got like a month. I hate it. Is terrible to watch, to be completely honest.
At this point, I mean, next week we play Philadelphia, Indiana again, and Washington.
Loss. Win.
We can beat Washington because Jordan Poole is the worst plus-minus player in the league.
But hold on. But we just beat them, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if we beat them once, we probably not going to beat them twice.
At this point, if you're the Hawks, if everybody's available except for 2 players, go ahead and blow it up. Go ahead. There's no point in waiting. Trade everybody, including the general manager. Hey, Travis Schlenk, listen. What you need, bro? We're sorry. We're sorry. I got a box of chocolates. I got some flowers. I got an edible arrangement. Whatever you need to come back and clean house, please do. Please. Just don't bring Nate back. because Jalen Johnson.
No, wait. As bad as we talked about Nate, at this point, hear me out, Reggie. I understand your sentiment, but Nate had this team playing better at this point last season. I'm sorry. You're right. You mismanaged Jalen Johnson. Tragic, criminal. I agree with that. But the team played better last season. We had more wins at this point last season. I can't for the life of me understand how we have a coach who's coaching worse and people are like, oh, well, it's okay. I mean, I know we can't refire the guy who we just hired, but there's nothing in what I'm currently seeing that says that Quinn Snyder is a better coach than Nate McMillan. Sorry.
No, Nate McMillan just doesn't develop players. Nate McMillan is probably as good of an in-game defensive coach that you'll see. Offensively, he's the defensive coordinator as a head coach. He has to get a good offensive coordinator, a good offensive play caller, and he has to also.
That we had more success,
but he doesn't develop players. The mismanagement of Jalen Johnson, and honestly, it's the same thing that's happening to Quinn Snyder with AJ Griffin. Garrison Matthews just got hurt.
We still in the same. We in the same.
Garrison Matthews just got hurt, and it looked pretty serious, which means you have to play AJ Griffin now. I'm guarantee you, AJ Griffin. I'm calling it right now. Against one of these teams in the next 2 to 3 weeks before the trade deadline, he's gonna have like 25 points. He's
gonna torch somebody.
He's gonna have 7 threes, and they're gonna be like, "Why are we not playing him? We're playing Patty Mills and Wes Matthews, who's older than me." Like that's.
Oh, Patty Mills older than you too. Hell, let's be clear.
I can't believe that the organization we were in, we were in.
Oh, hell, boy.
We were in the NBA Finals in 2021.
Eastern Conference Finals.
It was Eastern Conference Finals. And you proceeded to fire the man that got us this far because all he did was tell the truth. He didn't say he was going to trade Trey. He said, hey, we just have to look at all of the options. And whatever happened, you decided to fire him
that was the
first.
right option.
I think everybody, I think a lot of people knew it was the right option. I think a lot of people were in denial. I think Trey's regression has made that the stats, he's becoming a more hated version of Russell Westbrook. Like, the stats are cool, but don't nobody care. He got 30 and 10 for 5 games in a row, and we lost 4 out of 5 games.
He's going to get you fired. Because they're going to be like, you got this guy who got 30 and 10. Why can't you win? It must be you. That's where I'm like, at the end of the day, somebody has – I don't think that the market for Trey is that real. I don't think – I think there's a much bigger market for DeJounte than it is for Trey.
I just saw something on the rumor mill.
What you see?
I don't know how true this is. This could be just the Explore page. DeJounte Murray to the Timberwolves for Karl Anthony Towns. However we make that work, we make that work. That is something that has been floated recently as of today.
What does that do for us?
Nothing. That does. We ain't. The season is punted on. We ain't trying to clear cap space.
And why? I mean, I hate to say it, but
Karl Anthony Towns ain't no play. Is a zero. Ain't a placeholder.
No, but my thing is Karl Anthony Towns. Why the Timberwolves are winning games right now? Why would you play with that? Y'all have a long history of being terrible.
He's probably unhappy. Because they're talking about building around Rudy, Nas, and Ant-Man and adding somebody. But they got Connolly right now. Could you imagine if they had DeJounte Murray at the 1?
I mean, that's yes, but no. Like, Mike Conley does what he needs them to do. And that's like, and now this is where I want to be clear. I think that DeJounte on our team can average 9-10 assists. That's the reason when Trey pulls out 11 assists, I know that people are like, oh, that's crazy. Most people who play point guard on our team, you're going to get your 9 or 10, 11 assists.
The pick and roll.
Because everybody can score, minus Clint. Everybody's a bucket. We need defense. I think that Mike Conley is a steady hand, and I think he is the bridge that kind of keeps everything cool. Because Anthony Edwards wants to take off all the time, and then you have Rudy and you have Cat, who are kind of in their middle age of their career, and he allocates the ball correctly and balances everything out. I think that DeJounte and Anthony Edwards will be a scary backcourt because they would just torture you. And I think that
on offense and defense.
Oh my God. And them two playing defense is not like DeJounte and Trey playing defense. They can play aggressively, and first of all, that trap will be scary. And their just aggression is going
with Rudy guarding the rim. Oh my Lord.
So trade. So all you got, and you still got
you talking yourself into the trade. You talking yourself into the trade.
Oh no. Now I think that they need Karl Anthony Towns because Rudy is like a 9-point scorer. I think for the way they play, Nas does the same thing that Karl Anthony Towns does. He does the exact same thing for less money. I'm gonna tell you, if you're Minnesota, you shouldn't be playing with it right now.
You're right. I mean, the answer is you
number
don't.
One in the,
but
you can't be. You're number one in the Western Conference, bro. If you make a trade right now and it falls apart,
you're gonna be fired.
It's
gonna
not
be fired. You're gonna be fired.
You can't risk it. So yeah, that no. But I know that the Lakers are intrigued. I know
they don't have nothing I want. They talking about Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves in a first-round pick in 2029 for DeJounte Murray, who's already under contract. No,
Trey Kidd will be old enough to play in the NBA by the time that draft pick come up.
The Pacers are interested, allegedly. I don't know how that works.
Oh my God! Could you imagine Tyrese and DeJounte?
No, I think that would put DeJounte in a similar situation that he's in now. DeJounte needs to be the point guard. He needs to be needs to have the ball in his hands.
I think that DeJounte doesn't mind playing the two. I think he wants to play with a team that has a little bit more heart. That's what I think his biggest thing is. I think that we saw them games last year and even a couple this year where we've been down and he bring us back single-handedly. And he's like, now I'm the only person on the team that really feels this way. Everybody else is just out there kind of doing their own thing. And it's only so much time that you can put your heart and soul into something and not see everybody else do it before you're like,
the answer is Orlando. Orlando, if they go to get him, I mean, Orlando's crazy and they got picks. Like, and allegedly the Hawks are talking
about Markelle Fultz, Jet Howard, and then they wanted like 3 picks. I was thinking maybe 2 picks.
No, I ain't doing that.
Honestly,
you got to find, if you're going to do this, again, what does this make our roster look like after you trade DeJounte? Are you going to start Bogey? Because then you have nothing off the bench.
No, you would start Markelle Fultz.
Touchdown.
Man, hey, Fultz ain't no joke, man. Like, if we could
shoot.
That
the way that we play, you have to be able to shoot. Trey gonna have the ball. Once they trade DeJounte, Trey gonna have the ball forever. We ain't never gonna run no sets for nobody else. It's gonna be Trey and Bogey. Bogey and Trey. Jalen is going to get the ball when he gets the ball on the rebound and then decides to push it. But the sets are going to be Trey and Bogey, Bogey and Trey. So I don't know what happens, man. But all these teams that they showing are interested, don't know about. I mean, for what? Pascal Siakam already said, I'm not going to Atlanta. So you can kiss that goodbye.
Pascal Siakam is the most Atlanta trade person that we could get. He has no interest in being here. He's made it clear from day one, I don't want to go there. If I do go there, I'm not signing. And I'm 29 years old, so I'm not even on the timeline of the rest of the team.
There have been rumblings, and this will be the last one because we got to talk about next week, though this week coming up. There have been rumblings, Kuminga might be made available. They talking about trading DeAndre Hunter for Kuminga, but he's also rumored to be going to Toronto. So I don't know what this roster looks like.
They can't take on another $20 million contract for a guy on a rookie deal. They're already at cap, so they would have to send us somebody else with him.
Oh, Moses, it'd be Kuminga and Moody would be.
That ain't gonna be enough. They're both still in their rookie deal. Both of them making like maybe $5 million.
I mean, I'm not gonna get into the weeds of how you make it work. I'm just saying that the Hawks have inquired about Kuminga. So, this team will look vastly different in a month, in a day.
But even with that, Kuminga, like I've said this, and I will continue to say this: there is nobody better than DeAndre Hunter who's available. I don't think that any of us think that Jonathan Kuminga is better than DeAndre Hunter. And also, let's be real, we're not sure if DeAndre Hunter will even be available by trade deadline. He got that PRP, and you know what that means. That could mean see you next season.
Yep. So the Hawks are basically a team with no direction. They have a broken compass. We don't know where we're going. We don't know where we've been. We don't know what we're doing. And
I mean, we know what we should have done. We need to, like, unfortunately, as good as Bogey is, he needs to be traded.
Yeah, we shouldn't have signed him. Not for you. Shouldn't have signed him. I'm okay with, but if you didn't sign him, then we would be even worse than we are now. I mean, we'd be awful.
No. He's the guy who needs to be traded because he has the most value and he has a reasonable contract. Every team needs a guy he leads the NBA and points off the bench.
Mm-hmm. About to be 6th man of the year. But that's also Trey's guy, though.
He's not even in the conversation. Why? Because we don't win games. You 6th man of the year. How? You not helping them win? You just scoring a bunch of points and losing.
But he's also Trey's guy, though. He's Trey's guy. So that's going to be part of the reason why. So you got us going 1 and 2. When does Quinn Snyder's seat get hot?
It can't. That's how they started when they signed Quinn. They said next decision, whatever happens next, the coach won't be the next person fired. And I'm gonna be very honest. He's coaching fireable basketball.
He's coaching as if he knows he can't be fired.
The defense is awful. It's like they don't even try.
They don't even practice it. Gilbert Arenas. I promise you, they don't practice. It's gonna come out on Trey's podcast when we get another coach in 5 years that they don't practice. They didn't practice defense. They're gonna say it all the time. Watch.
It does, like the defense. We don't even listen to me when I tell you the opposing field goal percentage is 50.5. That means that you have a better chance of the ball going in when you shoot it than it missing. That's like the house losing more than it wins in gambling. Just doesn't make sense. You can't win like that. No matter how many points you try to score, and we want to score more and more and more. And he's like, I want to shoot more threes. How about you play some more defense instead of shooting more threes?
Yep.
It's a train wreck. The Hawks are the true big train wreck. The Falcons, there are going to be coaches available. You can fix that. Falcons,
the Hawks have no direction. There's no direction to figuring this out.
Oh, it's on Trey. Until we do something with Trey, this is going to be our lot in life. It's that simple. And now that's the reason after every game we lose to these teams, we let the Magic run right around us. They went from trash to a competitor to better than us in our conference. And we watched it happen. And they didn't even get a bunch of better players. Bless you. They got one draft pick, and then they got Mo Wagner. And now they're better than us.
Franz. Yeah, they drafted Franz.
My bad. And that's it. Like, there's no way you convince me that team is better. But they play defense.
Yeah.
And we just committed to not playing defense.
RJ Barrett had 37, 6, and 6 tonight.
Oh, and I'm going to tell you, that was a good trade for both parties. I know that everybody's like, oh, no, man. Hey, RJ happy to be in Toronto, and OG is going to be a defender for the Knicks, and he can actually shoot the ball.
Yep, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
no, Tuesday,
because we are watching I'm watching the national championship game tomorrow because I want to make sure that everybody loses. If Washington wins, everybody loses. So With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the ATL Edition Sunday night service on episode 135 of the Splashcast. We talked about our most mature team, the Atlanta Braves. That's why I'm wearing all of my Brave stuff, because the Falcons suck and they don't know what they're doing. I hope they fire everybody. And the Hawks look like they DOA. They are a zombie team trying to get to the offseason. We'll see what happens over the trade deadline. Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been something. It hasn't been fun. Pray for the teams. Falcons, y'all know, hey, do the needful. Bieniemy, Penix, Jaden Daniel. Hey, even Justin Fields under the right situation.
Justin Fields bidding his farewell already. He said, "Hey, I gave it my all. Come on, brother, come on home."
Yeah.
I got the video queued up. Prodigal son returns. You tried to go to Georgia, they did you wrong.
Yeah.
They started Jake Fromm, who now is a grad assistant. They tried. They took
I was about to say, what happened to him?
Ohio. I mean, he plays for the Bills. He's a backup quarterback. You went to Ohio State. You got Ryan Day and Urban Meyer, who left you. He just left you. And then you got Ryan Day, who can't coach. And now you went to Chicago after being stepped over. Come on, man. The story is writing itself. I will pay for the documentary. Come on home. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, finish up.
No, but with that said, number one, more black baseball, more black baseball, more black baseball. Number two, more black cowboys and more black cowgirls. And number three, the historically black college university in your neighborhood. The one that your cousin went to, your auntie went to, the person you sit in the back of the church, send some money over there. The one that's in your neighborhood. I missed it, came back. That was in your neighborhood. You go to step shows, homecoming, to be around your people, whatever it is, send some money over there. And of course, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University. Send some money over there on behalf of the Splashcast, just $18.68. On behalf of the year that we were founded. Outside of that, adios, mi amigos. God is love. Y'all keep us in your prayers because we need it. Peace.
We out of here, man. Baseball season, because everybody else suck. Love y'all.